hello, and welcome back to another episode of Life After the D. I am Coach April Elle, and I am a trained life coach. I coach women post-divorce. I help them rediscover their lives after divorce. So we all have a story, right? But what I want women to know and to realize through this show is that life does not end after divorce. So today I have a special guest with me, Nika Elle. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Coach April. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Nika, tell us who you are, what you do, family dynamic. Just share with us. We want to know about you.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Nika Elle. I am a veteran. I'm originally from Miami, Florida. I have a son named AJ. He's 13. I am an author. I'm a business owner. I am also a international certified teacher where I teach students how to read and write internationally. And that is who I am. Sum it up. That's who Nika is.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yes.
I did not know that. That's so cool.
It is. It is a blessing.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't expect anything less from you, so I'm not surprised. Nika, tell us about this book. She's also an author, so tell us about this book.
Well, Walk, Wait, and Pray was a project I've been working on 6 years. God was start dealing with me in probably the 2000s, and I was married then. Things happened, I got divorced and everything. So after a lot of prayer and soul searching, also meditating, I went back to my journals because I love to journal. I went back to my journals. I went back to see God, asking God, why did this happen? I don't understand what happened. And through all of that, the idea came to me, right through your pain, right through your pain. So after going back and forth with God, I don't want to share everything about me. Some things, you're supposed to take to the grave. A friend told me that's not true, because if we take it to the grave, that means we haven't given back to the world. They could have helped someone else. So Walk, Wait, and Pray was born in 2018. And not only did it talk about my divorce and what I went through, but I went back to when I was in the military. Things I did, people I dated, situations, military. So I had to go back, look at Nika from that end and take it all the way through to now. So Walk, Wait, and Pray was written to help women relate, release, love one another, but also love yourself through all the pain and after divorce, because there is life. Freedom after divorce.
Yes, yes. I think you just summed up the whole show. We don't even need to go on. But you said that, you went through a divorce. Share with us a little bit of your story.
Well, my ex, we were together 12 years. We were together 12 years, lived together 5 years, married 3 years, and divorced 2 years later. So as you can see, that was kind of a roller coaster.
Yeah.
The pain really didn't start after the divorce. The pain was in the middle of divorce, the waiting to see what's going to happen. Yeah. Are we going to get back together? We got back together, but it was more pain, more trials. So I can say that I was broken. I was broken because I did all I could to save my marriage. Nobody wants a divorce. And being a woman of faith, we're taught that God hates divorces. So that is what I hung on to. I have to make this divorce work at all costs. And in the middle of that, I started to lose myself.
Yeah.
I started to become somebody I didn't like. I drank, which I did, but it was over excessively. Partying a lot. And as I said, I had a son growing up in this environment. And it was hard. Prayer, repeat. After prayer, I always go back to the altar. God, you told me this is going to work. This is going to work. So God had to put me, I think it was in the year 2016 that we went in a year of reset. So in the year 2016, God just answered me. Basically, he said, let it go. And in the middle I didn't know if God was talking about let go of the pain or let go of my marriage. I was conflicted. So that is what happened. And from this divorce, I was able to get back to God, get back to Christ, love who God told me who I was. I'm wonderfully made.
Yes.
And not to say that I did everything my ex wanted me to do, but I made him an idol. I see that now. He wanted to stop going to church. I stopped going to church. As I said, Nika lost herself. Mm-hmm. So after a lot of pain, a lot of reflecting, God answered my prayer again. I went back into prayer. Lord, tell me what to do. I do not know what to do. Mm-hmm. And I realized that God is so faithful. It was that night, Coach April, that the Holy Spirit led me to Psalms, I think it was 53. Mm-hmm. And the answer was right there in the Bible. One thing I've learned through this, all your answers is in the Bible. We just have to read everything. So that verse really penetrated to my spirit. And after a certain situation took place again, I said, okay, God, that's it. I'm releasing this. I can't do this. And I'm okay because I've done everything that I thought I could do. I left the marriage empty. So once I left the marriage empty, released it to God, I was fine. But as I said, the pain and the suffering was in between the waiting part. Yeah. And about time the divorce was final in 2018, I wasn't angry. I wasn't bitter. I wasn't filled with get him back, revenge, malice. Right. It was like a fresh air. God, now I see why I went through what I had to go through.
Yeah, yeah. How powerful is that? That, you know, it was a lot that you said that I'm just like, I could see myself into. Mm-hmm. Talk to me a little bit, because I can hear God through your whole journey, being with you and us being women of faith. I think we all kind of have that same conflict within ourselves, because that was something else that I thought that God was just so angry with me, because, you know, the Bible says God hates divorce. And so, you know, we take those things literally like, I'm just screwed forever. But talk to me a little bit about, because I know you said that, you know, you kind of had some other vices, but along your healing process, because it sounded like your healing took place, like you said, right before it was almost over. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about the other things that, you know, you did. I know that God played a huge role. What else did you do, if anything? Did you have a support system? And if you did, what was your support system like?
In actuality, Coach April, I stopped listening to certain type of music. Mm-hmm. I stopped watching TV shows, certain TV shows relating to love and all of that. Mm-hmm. And I am not from Savannah. Of course, I have my church family, and I didn't know who to trust with this pain.
Right.
My family was there, but I was brought up to be the strong daughter, the strong granddaughter. Everybody came to me because I was strong. Yeah. So I couldn't show anybody how broken I was.
Right.
And I was just losing it. And it's just so amazing that in this transformation, God placed the right people in my life at the right time.
Yeah.
At the right time. Mm-hmm. Women I thought that would never understand. Yeah. And they basically sought me out through one of our meetings in church. Mm-hmm. And Nika, I don't know what you're going through, but God told me it's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And that started to build my support group. Yeah. I kept 3 people with me. That was my circle, mm-hmm. my prayer warriors, the women that went through what I went through, and they can relate to it. Let me know that, sis, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
So that support group, turning off certain music, stop watching TV shows, mm-hmm. through prayer. That's how I got through this.
Yeah, yeah. So you were intentional about your healing, is what I'm hearing.
I had to be.
Yeah,
because it was breaking me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then I had to ask myself, God, who did you create me to be? That was another great thing I did in 2016. Mm-hmm. Okay, God, everybody's here for a reason. Why am I here? Why am I here? So one thing my granny always taught me is that when you ask God for certain things, you better be careful what you ask for because you just might get it.
He will
So
tell you.
he will tell you one way or another, you're going to get it. So I got it. And some people said that, they found their purpose, but in this transformation, I believe my purpose found me.
Yeah.
So that's how I was to write the book and do the things I'm doing now.
Yeah. Do you think that you would have, had you stayed with your husband, do you feel like you would be this Nika today?
Oh,
All
no,
the things that you accomplished, do you think that you would be her?
no way. No way.
Yeah.
Going back to school, my master's, thinking about my doctorate and author. My son is happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
There's no way I would have found this girl
Yeah.
because I was living to please him. As I said, he became my idol.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times, sorry for interrupting you. A lot of times we do that.
Mm-hmm.
We become his wife. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that is so important. Even if there's married women that are watching this web show, to make sure that they know who they are, and be, themselves, have their in relationship with themselves as well. I don't think that really
Right.
takes away from the marriage. I think that actually adds to it, and make sure that you're being strong, but you're strong too, as an individual.
Right. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I know when I was divorced, my self-esteem and my confidence was depleted.
Mm-hmm.
Did you experience that? And if you did, how did you handle that?
As I said, all of that happened in the middle part.
Yeah.
My confidence, there was no confidence.
Mm.
There was no love. I felt helpless. This man I gave my all to didn't want me. I felt as a wife. I felt as a mother. I just failed.
Yeah.
And in between all of that, my grandmother died. And basically, my grandmother, that was my baby.
Yeah.
My grandmother died. He filed for divorce. I got in a car accident. I got my car was repossessed and a foreclosure on top of it in 6 months. And 6 months, all this was going on.
That's a lot.
Sis, that was a lot.
That was a lot. How did you handle all of that? That's a lot of weight. How did you handle that?
I'm not going to mislead you because I did think about taking an easy way out, which was ending my life, because my degree is in criminal justice. Mm-hmm. And here I am going through some things. In this marriage, there was domestic violence, verbal violence, and it was just so much.
Yeah.
And so it took a lot of prayer. It took a lot of prayer warriors loving on me. And my son played an incredible role in his mama healing. Yeah. And I thank God for him. He played an incredible role. There was things that he witnessed in a marriage and heard that no mother ever wanted their child to see or witness.
Yeah.
So that's between everything, prayer warriors, just staying faithful to God, getting back in the word, reading books, associating myself with women at church, women of faith, talking to my pastor, and just letting God,
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit, because there are women out there who I actually coach that have children, and now they have to co-parent. And that's something that, for all of my guests that have children, I definitely want your input because that's not something I necessarily had to deal with. So for me, I give it from a perspective of something that I've studied.
Okay.
But having been someone who is experienced in co-parenting, talk to me a little bit about co-parenting. What would you tell the woman that is now recently divorced and now she has to figure out co-parenting?
Co-parenting is, you have to put your feelings to the side and concentrate on the children.
Yeah.
My co-parenting experience is a little bit different because of the things we went through. And it's hard to co-parent with someone that's full of anger and still resent you.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do, it might not work for everyone, but I co-parent through a parenting app. That's what we do.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what I had to do because I found myself in a place of peace, and I didn't want anything to take me back to that place that I prayed to get out of.
Right.
And I know certain interactions too much, it would not be beneficial at all.
Gotcha.
So co-parenting, as I said, you have to put the child first, which is hard. It took me a long time to get there. It took me a long time to get there to co-parent with this person. Yeah. But after using the app, I feel better. Everything is recorded. Our son is a little bit older now, so he can handle himself accordingly. But sometimes you just do what you have to do regarding co-parenting, whether it's having a mutual agreement or having it through the app or having it through the courts. You have to put the child first.
Gotcha.
Well, it might hurt you at times. It does. But that's what we have to go through, because I learned that my son is looking at me. He's looking at me.
Yeah.
Mama, I see what you went through. How are you going to handle this? How can I be better in life? So that's one thing I live off of, how I'm representing myself and dealing with the situation. My son is looking at me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I've never heard of using the app before, but I think that's a good idea. Do you mind sharing that app?
Not a problem. I use Talking Parents. It is a website that my lawyer recommended. I looked into it. It's $5 a month.
Okay.
With the app, everything regarding the child's events, you schedule it. You can communicate through the app, and everything is recorded. Okay. So in case you have to go back to court or anything, everything is recorded, and lawyers are always on that other end. So like I said, to protect myself and to protect my peace, this is the way we're going to co-parent.
Yes. And thank you for sharing that and being so transparent and so honest about that. That's really good information, I think. So let's talk about life after the D a little bit. Do you feel stronger now? How do you feel now?
I feel free.
Yeah.
I feel free. I feel that I can accomplish my dreams. I'm going after my dream.
Yes.
It's just freedom. You can breathe. I can love on me, become who God wants me to be, love myself, be that person.
Yeah.
So freedom for me.
What did divorce teach you? What life lessons did divorce teach you?
That divorce taught me to, number one, never settle. I settled.
Yeah.
Don't ignore the red flags. There was a lot, but I ignored them. I ignored them. Never give anyone that much power over me. That is my big three. Never give anyone else that power over me to react in a certain way, to become somebody that you're not. That is what the world has taught me.
Yeah. The red flags is a huge one.
Yes.
One. Even with dating after divorce, red flags is a huge one because, for us as women, men typically tell us what it is in the beginning. And for whatever reason, we feel like, no, I could change that. Yeah, I could change that. You just ain't met one like me. But, they tell us what they want. And then, sometimes you have to look out for those red flags. And that's not just for women, that's for men as well.
Yeah.
To look out for the red flags. So those are some major good points. So we are wrapping up.
Wow, that was quick.
I know, right? I mean, I feel like we can go on and on and on.
Absolutely.
But before we do, I want you to look in the camera, and if there was someone watching this episode and they just signed the papers, or they signed the papers some months ago, and they're just, hurting, all of the feelings and emotions we feel after divorce, and they're feeling stuck. They're unstood. They just don't know what to do next. What encouragement or advice would you give them?
Well, for me, I would tell you you're going to be okay. That's number one. You're going to be okay. I promise you. If you can, find somebody that will welcome you. And the process, divorce is like a death. That's exactly what divorce is. It's a death.
Absolutely.
And no one can tell you how long you need to get over this, the healing process. Every relationship is different.
Yeah.
But I am here to tell you that you're going to be okay. It's your choice. You can stay there, or you can get out and be that great woman of faith that God designed you to be. You're not alone in this. You're not alone. There's those times that we feel lonely and we reminisce on what happened. And we can't live that way because you're cheating yourself. You're cheating that queen that you are. You're holding her captive. Yeah. So is it going to be me? Am I going to live for me, or am I going to live for this person? Yeah. So you're going to be okay. Just trust the Lord, pray, surround yourself with positive women of faith. Yeah. You're going to be okay.
Yeah. And to the ones, because we deal with loneliness a lot. And I think that a lot of people feel like, especially, when they're single, that's like the main thing that I think people may have a misconception of, us just being lonely and just like in desperate, dire need of a relationship. And I feel like, of course, we should do our healing before we jump back into something different. But, what is life like for you? Because I feel like we may be alone in our home, but we're not lonely because our lives are full. Do you feel that way?
I do. There is a difference between being alone and being lonely. Those are two different things. You can be alone and love yourself and accomplish who you choose to be. And lonely is that there's nobody there. There's two different things.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with you regarding jumping into a relationship. You have to heal. You have to heal.
Yes.
If you don't heal, you're going to repeat the cycle. That's what it is, a cycle.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Nika, this has been great. I mean, you gave us and shared so much wisdom. Thank you for your transparency again, and being so open. But before we go, again, I want you to let everyone know where they can get this amazing book and how they can follow you on social media, websites, or anything else. Please tell us how we can get with you, connect with you.
Much. Thank you. Well, my website is Walk, Wait, and Pray. You can follow me at Facebook, Walk, Wait, and Pray, Instagram, Walk, Wait, and Pray, or for my website, you can type anika.adderley.com, and that will transfer to Walk, Wait, and Pray, or you just do Walk, Wait, and Pray. And there's the book. There's my information. There's my bio and my community I'm building.
Awesome. You are so amazing. I just love you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for watching this episode of Life After the D web show. Please follow me also at Coach April Elle, ELLE, on all social media platforms, or you can find me at www.aprilelle.com. So until the next episode, everyone take care and have a good day.
Bless. Bye-bye.